April 2016, I got this guinea pig and I named him Koji. I called him Koji because at the time my favorite musical artist, his name is Koji, and I really like his guitar work, and I just thought it was a really cute name to call my guinea pig. Also guys, I'm editing this video with my new laptop, so I finally got it, so thank you everyone for supporting me, and that just means I'm gonna be posting more often. So I was taking care of Koji with my mom as well too, and it was awesome hanging out with him for the first couple months of him being born because he was so energetic and he just loved human company. Like, he just loved hanging out with people and he just loved cuddling. Taking care of a guinea pig is actually pretty easy, and it actually doesn't cost that much at all. The main fundamental food that they eat is hay. So you can get hay at any pet shop, but you can also get hay from any of your friends who owns a farm. Hay isn't that expensive, but they do go through it quite quickly, and it's very important to make sure that they have hay because it chews down their molar teeth. If they don't have hay to chew on, then it will just grow to be so big and uncomfortable for them, and they might end up having to go through surgery. So I did have a bigger cage for Koji. It was basically a long IKEA shelf put aside and all the middle shelves were taken away. So it was this long space in my house where this cage was in, so he actually had more space outside of this little cage to move around in, and it was big enough for just this one guinea pig. All in all, every animal needs water, so make sure it has water in there. I use a water bottle for them, but some guinea pigs like to just have a bowl or a plate. So once or twice a day, do feed your guinea pig some leafy greens. So I feed Koji spinach, rockets. Don't feed them iceberg lettuce apparently, but do feed them leafy greens and carrots as well, tomatoes. My guinea pigs love celery. I'll link some guinea pig care sites down below so you can read those as well too. I got all this information from my vet, so my vet actually gave me information sheets on what they eat and how much they should eat. Anyways, I spent a lot of time with Koji, but later in the year, I started to get busy with my social life as well as my work. I even had a full-time job at this office, and I didn't get to hang out with Koji that much, and at the time my mom was away and Koji was just alone at his house, and I realized that I think I should probably get him a companion, and I really think that this is the best decision I ever made. So I went on Gumtree and I found this beautiful guinea pig, and I already knew what I wanted to call this baby: Tofu. So for those who have been on my channel for the past 2 years maybe, you would see the video I made about tofu dying. So unfortunately, spoiler alert, this guinea pig ended up dying a week after taking care of this pig, and when we went to the vet, just as he had passed away, the veterinarian said that his bladder was blocked and that's why he passed. So I felt so bad for Koji, knowing that he was so happy with a new companion and to suddenly be alone again, and I could see that it was really upsetting him. So I knew that I still was on a hunt for a new companion for Koji. This is Koji. And this is Dumpling.
I'm giving the upper hand to Koji.
Huh?
Giving the high ground, okay? Hello.
Oh, cute. Hello. Hi, hello. Hello.
Here comes Koji.
Dumpling and Koji hit it off pretty quickly, and Koji was obsessed with him. So basically, when you introduce two new guinea pigs, you have to keep them in separate cages for the first week or so. Should be in the same room so they can hear each other. They know that they're existing with each other but not in the same cage, and this just prevents them from being territorial. When you introduce them on common ground, so like on the living room floor or in your bedroom floor or whatever, not in a place where any of the guinea pigs have called "this is my territory," otherwise they're going to act territorial. He hit his head on the bed. They were the best brothers ever. They did everything together. They sniffed each other's asses. They were very touchy-feely, and I guess that's just what brothers do, I guess, in guinea pig world. This story hasn't even started because my guinea pigs ended up multiplying, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. But anyways, it was really convenient having a companion for Koji, and I 100% suggest that if you have a single guinea pig, you should definitely get it a companion. You can tell what a guinea pig's personality is like when it's around other guinea pigs, and when you just have one, you don't really get the full experience of having guinea pigs. So definitely get more than one, and I think two is the best because when it's cold in the winter they can cuddle together. Totally not evident in any of these videos or photos, but very quickly Dumpling started to gain weight. And Dumpling was the smallest guinea pig I've ever seen in my entire life. And everyone started to notice that Dumpling was gaining some weight. And I remember my friends and I were poking fun at Dumpling, being like, "Oh my god, you're so chubby." Soon enough, I start to figure out that she is fucking pregnant. And I'm like, what? Like, what? You're supposed to be a dude, and now you're a chick. Now you have a kuka. And so I'm like, what? I am not ready to be a grandmother. I'm not ready to have babies. I don't know how to take care of babies. And so I'm freaking out, being like, what am I supposed to do with kids? And so I find out that when guinea pigs give birth, there is a 20% chance that the mother passes with the babies. And so I'm like, no, like, I'm not having this happen. So I made sure that Dumpling was on a right diet, that she was taken care of, that we weren't handling with her too harshly, and that we were super careful with her because she is a pregnant little girl, and she ended up falling pregnant at like 2 months old, which is pretty young, and so that's why she grew so big so fast. And it was that reason why Koji was so attached to her, because she wasn't a fucking dude, mate. She was a chick. We freaked out for a little bit, and then I realized that you know what, everything's gonna be okay, and all we had to do was make sure that I took Dumpling to the vet and made sure that she was okay to give birth or whatever because she was so young. So I also knew that I needed to neuter Koji because I didn't want him to impregnate Dumpling again. So I booked an appointment at the vet for us to spay Koji so that he can't reproduce again. While waiting for his appointment, I was advised to keep the guinea pig separate at night because if Dumpling gives birth at night, he could end up impregnating her again almost instantly. So I kept this up for weeks. One night, I took both Dumpling and Koji to Darren's house. His cage was a lot smaller than the cage I have at home because I opened up this outdoor cage at home, so it was huge. But the one at Darren's house was really small, and so we didn't want to separate them one night, and we went to bed, and we woke up and saw 4 guinea pigs in the cage, and we were like, what the fuck? So Darren named the brown and white guinea pig Bear, and we named the other guinea pig, the black and white one, a mixture of names between kikkoman sauce, soy sauce, bento. They were so cute! So the reason why it was hard to tell the sex of Dumpling when we first got her is because the breeder we got her off missexed her. So apparently it's very difficult to tell the sex of a guinea pig when they are first born. And to avoid this problem with our newborn babies, I decided to go to the vet and have them check what's going on so we can make sure that they don't end up multiplying. Meanwhile, Koji needed to get desexed. So this black guinea pig ended up being a male, and this guinea pig that Darren claimed as his ended up being a female. So because Koji is desexed, he soon will be able to be with the girls without impregnating them. So the only sex that we could keep are females. So Darren was lucky enough that he could keep his prized possession Bear because she could live in the same cage as the other guinea pigs. This guinea pig, however, needed to find a home because I didn't want this guinea pig to impregnate my other female guinea pigs, and if I wanted to keep him, I would have to wait 7 months before I could desex him, and that means he would be living off by himself with Koji and the girls would be by themselves, and I wanted to make sure that my guinea pigs were a family that they could all sleep in the same bed. So as you can see here, after about 3 weeks of Bento being born, starts humping the females, so I had to separate him. And look, Dumpling's obviously so miserable. So some tips for handling a birth from one of your guinea pigs: just make sure right after your sow gives birth to wash her down there with just a wet cloth, just to clean up all the fluids from her birthing. Also make sure she's separate from the male because the male can impregnate her and could also disturb the little baby guinea pigs because they are very fragile, so make sure to handle them with clean hands. But they overall eat quite quickly themselves. They learn how to drink water. They're usually just sucking on their mom's titties for the first while, but they're actually so easy to take care of. You don't really need to pay much attention to them. But then again, Dumpling was such a great mother. She was always looking out for her guinea pigs. So I have this friend, and I met this girl through my first meet and greet ever, and we just clicked straight away. So one holiday I went to Bali and I needed someone to take care of Koji for me. And so Shania offered to take care of Koji for me. And when I came back from my holiday, she told me that her family loved Koji so much that they ended up buying 3 guinea pigs. So when I came back from my holiday, she suddenly had 3 guinea pigs, and 2 of them are a male and 1 of them's a female. And so she offered to also take Bento because she knew that I couldn't keep this boy. And she was like, oh, I'll take Bento off your hands for you. And so we went off to go see Shania. They're all similar, like brown color. They're all so big. They're like big bricks. The saddest part is that you probably think this story is over when it's fucking not, because, spoiler alert, Dumpling started to get really big again. So pretty quickly, or almost instantly, Dumpling fell pregnant right after her first birth. And I could tell that there was a lot more pups in her stomach and she was growing terribly big, and I didn't need to take her to the vet this time because I had an idea of what pregnancy with a guinea pig is like. So I pretty much fed her pretty much the same diet, and the only explanation for her falling pregnant is pretty much that one night where I let Koji and Dumpling sleep together because there was no space in Darren's room. Woke up in the morning and literally it was maybe 2 hours where she just gave birth, and he slipped his fucking dick in her and got her pregnant again. So Darren just spent the last couple, hour and a half, just setting up this cage and cutting it and everything, and we're gonna add a second floor. So this is kind of what it looks like at the moment. Dumpling's still pregnant again, we don't know how. Tomorrow we're probably gonna add the second floor and add the ladder to it, and yeah, they're just enjoying their new space. They can smell that it's a new clean space. So this is the final cage. I just gotta put some lining in there, and yeah, the ramp is screwed on and they have that area to sleep in underneath, and their food's gonna be here probably, or I don't know if I want their food there. Darren built this whole thing and designed it. It looks awesome. Love you. So Dumpling gave birth again, and it's quite evident it is Koji's. This is one little one. I don't know how well you can see. This is one little girl. Look, she has the same, oh my god, she has the same pink ear as Koji and brown butt. There are more hiding in here. There's actually 3 in total. I was expecting 5. I'm so glad that there's only 3. This little brown butt in the corner, which you can't see because it's, oh, look at her little brown butt. Oh, it hits. And the last one is this one who looks just like Koji. Mom's gonna take this one because this one has a mohawk. So Dumpling's second birth gave us 3 pups, and when I had a look at these guys, I noticed that 2 of them were a boy and 1 of them was a girl, which meant that we could only keep the girl, which is fine because my mom was the only one who wanted to have another guinea pig, and having 4 guinea pigs would make more sense because then 2 guinea pigs could spend their time at Darren's house, and then 2 of them can spend their time at my house, and then whenever Darren and I see each other we can just switch, or we can just all keep them together. So that was the plan, but that meant that I had to let go of these 2 piggies. So this guy, we just nicknamed him Harry Potter because he has this like little zigzag on his nose. And with this guy, we just called him Brown Bum. Because these 2 were males, we couldn't keep them, and so it was time for me to find them a home. So my mom wanted to keep this Chica because she's the only female, and we didn't actually come up with a name for her until later on, which was Pancake, just because when she lies flat she just looks like a pancake and it's fucking adorable. So my mom decided to call her Pancake. So I have a friend named Drew, and we became friends because he told me about the time he used to have guinea pigs when he was younger. And we just bonded over guinea pig talk, and he gave me some tips for taking care of guinea pigs. When he found out that I needed to find a home for Harry Potter, he was like, oh, I'll take him. And Harry Potter was the type of guinea pig that had so much energy. My mom personally loved Harry Potter so much because he was just so energetic. I'm not kidding. It was like the day that he was born. He was climbing up the walls of the fucking cage. He was so fucking crazy. So I knew that he was just gonna suit Drew's personality and they would just get along like best buds. So I didn't mention this before with the pregnancy stage, but when the male pups hit 4 weeks, you should separate them from the mother and the other females because male pups certainly can impregnate their own mother, which is kind of sick and gross and an excuse for incest. So after about 4 weeks, you should separate them, and I actually had to separate the males from this mother at like 3 weeks because I noticed signs of them humping Dumpling. So I was like, no, I am not going through a fucking 3rd pregnancy, okay? So I separated them a little bit earlier than expected, so you do have to keep your eye out on that. If you do want to introduce them, then you can. Just make sure that you keep an eye on them because if you don't supervise them, they will fucking hump each other. So Dumpling pretty much stopped nursing at about 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks the babies were born, they stopped relying on Dumpling's milk and they were pretty much eating all by themselves pretty quick, as well as the last pregnancy. So that's why you can separate guinea pigs at about 3 weeks. But for females, they tend to wean onto their mother a little bit longer. This one's a miniature Koji. This guy is literally a miniature Koji. Look! He has a mohawk and the same color ears and stuff. So while I was weaning off Drew's guinea pig from Dumpling's milk, I also needed to find a home for Little Brown Bum. I don't exactly remember how I got in contact with Emma about the guinea pig, but I'm pretty sure Emma knew that I was looking for a home for this little guinea pig. I actually met her through my meet and greet. Shout out to Emma. She told me she had a guinea pig named Suki, and I would look at her Instagram just to show my mom photos of this adorable guinea pig. And because I knew how difficult or almost how boring it is for a guinea pig to stay by himself, we both thought it would be a great idea to get Suki a brother. So Emma decided to take Little Brown Bum. So Drew's birthday was coming up and it was time to give this little brown guy away. So now we have just Koji, Dumpling, Bear, and Pancake. So just a reminder, Koji and Dumpling is mine, and Pancake is my mom's, and Bear is Darren's. So Bear usually spends a lot of her time at Darren's house, and she'll either be with Dumpling or she'll be with Koji or Pancake. Don't let this little beautiful face fool you because this girl can be a little bitch sometimes. When it comes to pairing guinea pigs, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky, and this is the only time where I had to deal with guinea pigs not getting along because Koji, his demeanor is very calm, he's chill, he's settled, he's cool with anybody, and he doesn't hide or run away. He's just very like lazy and chill. And Dumpling can be a little bit rude, and especially because when I was getting to know her, she was so loud and annoying because every time I opened the fridge, she would scream for food, but I would understand because she's pregnant and she needs to get full nutrition. I'm still trying to figure out what type of personality Pancake has because she's still quite young, but she tends to just follow Koji around a lot. If they're all together, they get along just fine. They get along perfectly fine. In fact, they never really ever fight if they're all together. If I put Koji together with any of the guinea pigs, fine, absolutely fine. But when I put Bear and Pancake together, that's when there's some issues. Bear mainly lives at Darren's house, so every time I bring Pancake over to stay with Bear, then it's quite common that Bear will kick Pancake out of her cage, so we have to end up separating their beds so that they have different sleeping areas because they won't sleep in the same bed unless if it's all 4 of them. So I've only got 2 piggies in here. I've got little Pancake there. She's just learning how to climb up the stairs because I don't think she's ever been upstairs. Look, easy peasy. Hi, Pancake. She looks like a miniature version of Koji. And Bear is, well, let me show you first. So that's the little hiding spot. They like to hide there when I collect them at 5 o'clock. So under here is cardboard, and then I put some newspaper and then some hay. Yeah, don't mind the mess. I'm still cleaning out this little outside bit. And yeah, this is the little garden area that they run around. They ate all the lettuce down to the bone. And I just found out that they ate all the mint, which sucks. And the only thing they don't touch is the parsley. They don't like that shit, which is good because I don't like that shit either. Here are some spring flowers growing, but as you can see, they have eaten all the tips because they're little bastards. And these are actually coming in from last season, so yeah, I can't help that they're coming in. And I hope it's not poisonous for them to eat, but usually they will stop eating something if they don't like it. For example, the parsley. And yeah, so I'm just cleaning out this little area. So this is a really long video, so congratulations if you've gotten to this point. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys have any questions you want to ask them down below, and I'll let you guys know what I know. But there is so much more I can talk about with these guinea pigs. There's so many videos I want to show you guys, or even just keep them for myself. Thank you for paying for my education by watching the ads on this video. And also, thank you so much for just sticking with me and subscribing. And I put a lot of effort into this video, hence why it's 30 minutes long. So you should definitely give me a thumbs up. But other than that, if you have any video suggestions, leave them down below, and I love you guys. Hope you all have a really great day.